Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of PlayJungleHeat. Today I'm going to be starting a new series, just going over some lower level gameplay. And the reason I'm doing this is because when I started playing, there wasn't much out there in terms of strategy and help with regards to what I should be doing and how I should be playing. So I decided to start this new series for guys that are just starting out, or even some people who have reached level 4 or 5 command centers and maybe they want to start over. So what I'm going to be doing here is going through some gameplay, some single player levels, and basically trying to progress through the game without using any diamonds. So what we're going to do is just use up the diamonds that we start off with and whatever we get from clearing the obstacles and the accomplishments. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use those for buying the extra builders. Hopefully we can get to that fourth or maybe even a fifth builder. We'll see how that goes. So if you guys are new to the game, basically you start off with a brief tutorial which helps you set up your base, get all the buildings in place, and get you on your way. You start off with a bit of gold and some oil, which are the two main resources in the game, and you can collect more by building more oil rigs or gold mines. You can also collect them through attacks by attacking the single player missions or multiplayer attacks, which we'll get to later on. In order to keep collecting oil and gold, it is important to have oil and gold storages, and it is very important that you keep upgrading them as you go along in the game so that you're able to hold more. So if you went into an attack wherein the player had 3800 gold available to loot, but your storages could only hold 2500, you'd end up losing 1300 gold. As you move along in the game, you'll also realize that gold is more precious than the oil here, because there's a greater number of buildings that require gold for upgrades. Everything from your defensive buildings to walls to the command center. So anytime you're looking to attack and base, keep in mind how much gold you need or how much gold is available. Looking at what I did here so far was I'm just trying to get in as many buildings set up as possible and then start attacking the single player missions to collect more resources so I can keep upgrading. At this stage you start off with a protection for I think 12 or 15 hours, I'm not sure which it was. So you're not really worried about other players attacking you, and defense is not a major criteria. So this is a good time to go ahead and start upgrading those resource collectors and storages. As we move along through this new series, I'll also throw in the single player missions here, just so you guys can see how to go through those. But if you want to have detailed walkthroughs for these, I'll definitely drop the link in the video and you guys can go ahead and check those out. Heading back to base, we're gonna have a worker free soon. So before I go into that next attack, I want to make sure that my resource storages have enough space to collect the gold from the next level. So what I'm gonna do here is go ahead and build a couple of walls and start upgrading one of those cannons to use up some of that gold. Another aspect of this is to keep your workers busy, especially at the stage where we only have a couple of workers available for us. We want to make sure that they're upgrading some of the buildings so that we can keep leveling up faster. So as you guys are going to see, I just dropped in a couple of walls and I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that cannon. Once that second worker is done with that watchtower, I'm also going to go ahead and start upgrading my rally point. The rally point is the building that basically holds your army in place. You start off with a capacity of 20, and as you keep upgrading you can in the beginning add 10 and then 5 for each additional level. It is important to keep upgrading these as well, because as you move up in the game, the units that you have will take up more and more space, and you will need larger armies to beat some of these higher single player levels as well as the multiplayer missions as well. So moving on to this next single player mission, it's pretty similar to the last one. We have a couple of cannons, and again I'll drop in the detailed walkthrough link in the description below, so you guys can definitely go ahead and check that out. So moving back to base, I just wanted to quickly address a question a lot of beginners have. It's about the army that gets left behind in missions. Whether you just beat a single player mission or another opponent, there may be some troops from your army that are still alive at the end of the battle. You don't get these troops back. So definitely make sure that when you're dropping your troops into battle, you should try to figure out how many you would need to beat that base. To start off the game, as part of your army, you're also given 5 pyros. which are very high damage units, and you won't have them again until later on in the game, when you upgraded your barracks and unlock these units. So in the beginning stages, definitely make sure to try to save them, especially for levels like this one, where you will need them. At this stage, I'm pretty much done buying all the buildings that are available to me. I still have some upgrades left, but in order to access more buildings, including defenses, storages, I'll need to upgrade my command center. So I have an army that's ready to go, but before I get to this next level, I just want to make sure that I don't waste any gold that I'm trying to loot. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy some more walls. This will help me create some more free space in my gold storages, and I can go into that next attack without having to worry about leaving any of the gold behind. So at this stage I need 3600 gold to upgrade my command center to level 3, and this next single player mission will give me another 2000, so that should be just enough. And while I'm waiting to do that, I'll also go ahead and start another gold mine, and by the time we get back to base it should be pretty much finished. So for this next single player mission, you've again got a couple of cannons. There's a spawn point right next to one of them, so make sure you guys use that. I didn't drop in enough troops, so I was left with just a couple of slashers at the end, and this level took a little longer to finish than I would have liked. So make sure that when you drop them in a whole bunch, that way the cannons don't kill off your troops. So as they finish up here, we'll get close to about 3600 gold, which is what we needed to upgrade our command center to level 3. So I'm pretty happy about getting that calculation spot on. Once my troops finish up here, we can head back to base and check out some of the new units that we'll be unlocking once we start the command center 3 upgrade. So if you guys want to check out the detailed walkthrough for this level, it'll be in the description below, so make sure to check that out. Heading back to base, that worker is now done with that gold mine, so that was perfect timing. Even though that level took longer than I wanted, it worked out well. So just gonna go ahead and check out some of the units that we're gonna unlock with this upgrade. We're gonna get another rally point, which is great because that'll add another 20 capacity to my army. We also have another 20 walls, some defensive units, a couple of storages, and collectors as well. It's great to have those additional walls because at level 2 with just 20 or 25 walls you can't really put up much of a defense, so this should definitely help. So that upgrade's gonna take 3 hours, and that will pretty much do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully this helps you get started. I'll see you guys next time.